What is going on, everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic day. So let's get straight into the video. I'm going to talk about moving to a new city completely alone, not knowing a single soul, and not even having visited the city as a minority. Honestly, the minority part doesn't really matter to me. I'm just saying it in the hopes that this video might get some more views. I'm just kidding, I don't care about views. Anyways, so I lived in St. Louis, Missouri for about 20 years, and a year ago I moved up to Portland without even visiting. And all my friends were like, bro, what are you doing? To this day, I still don't know what I'm doing with my life, okay? I'm talking to a freaking camera, for crying out loud. So yeah, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but so far it's worked out. I applied for a job in Portland, and then I got the job, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just pack my bags and move to the most liberal city in America. Hashtag there's no genders in Portland, by the way, which is fine. It's basically like, no, I do not have a penis, nor a vagina. I am genitalless. I bet you that's gonna be a word one day. Genitalless. Anyway, so what have I learned so far about moving to a new city alone? Other than the fact that there are no genders, I don't know what I am. One, it's a lot more challenging to make friends when you're older and a minority, especially in Portland, because Portland's pretty white, which for me makes it harder to connect. Like, I don't like grandma's green bean casserole. I don't like mac and cheese. I don't like John Deere tractors. Anytime I see someone on the street, I'm like, that person's name is Billy. That person's name is Betsy, and they both love green bean casserole. Their mom's name is probably Karen, and their dad probably drives a John Deere tractor. That's not racist. Oh, that's another thing I learned in Portland. There's no such thing as being racist to white people, apparently. But even though it is harder to make friends when you're older, all you really have to do is find a hobby or join a community and connect that way. For me, it was dancing, so through that hobby, I met a lot of cool people. So the second thing I learned is that moving to a new city forces you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So when you move somewhere new, it's not the most comfortable feeling in the world. It's exciting, but it's also kind of a bit uncomfortable. But when you're uncomfortable, it forces you to think and grow in ways that you never would have thought. And when that happens, it gets kind of addicting, like a lot. I sound like a masochist. Is that how you say it? I don't know, I'm a minority. I don't really know English that well. So through getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, you really learn to find yourself. That sounds really corny and really cheesy, but it is true, and it's an awesome part to moving to a new place alone. The third thing that I learned about moving to a new city all alone is that finding your go-to grocery store is like pretty exciting. And not just grocery stores, everywhere. It forces you to go on adventures. And even though finding your go-to grocery store, it doesn't sound like an adventure, it is when you move to a new place. That makes my life sound so boring. But going on a bunch of adventures is an awesome aspect of moving to a new city all alone. I moved to Portland not knowing a single soul, and I've gone on a bunch of hiking trips, a bunch of camping trips, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It's been awesome. Fourth thing that I've learned about moving to a new city all alone is that it really forces you to be super independent. Not necessarily always in a good way. Sometimes financially you have to be independent, so I've spent a lot of money back and forth to the airport using Uber, which normally if I knew people, they would pick me up and drop me off at the airport. So sometimes you get too independent that you're like, I don't want to make new friends. I'm cool all alone. Don't make that mistake. You need a community of people. When you move to a new city and don't know anybody, it just forces you to be super independent, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, whether it's financially, emotionally, and through those experiences, you grow. So far, I've loved living in a new city alone. It's been an amazing experience. I've gone on so many adventures, and through those things, I've grown so much, and it's just been awesome. So I really encourage people, if you're on the fence of whether or not you want to move alone, do it, go for it, and then just make the most of it. Granted, it's not always about moving to a new city and whether or not you're gonna enjoy it, whether you move or whether you stay where you are. It's about creating as many opportunities as you can for yourself to go on adventures, to grow, whatever it is. That's how you make the most of life. It's not about moving somewhere, it's about what you do. The world is your oyster. I don't like seafood. The world is your fried chicken. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it somewhat helpful. It probably wasn't helpful, but I hope you at least found it entertaining. I'm gonna be very generic here and say if you enjoyed the video, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'll be making more videos of me just, talking about life and going on a bunch of different adventures and stuff. So stay tuned. I will see you next time.